Alright, yan. Kamusta? Telexan, shoutout sa iyo. Happy birthday. Kuya Alex, Trixie, Jerry, Kayus Minyo, Cerberus Knight, Alex, Pablo Rakim. Ito, may nag-double down kasi tungkol kay Commodore, no? Tarriela. Si Prof. Tequia. Kasi hindi lang kay Marcoleta ang atraso niya. May atraso din pala siya. Hindi lang sa government public servant ang atraso niya. Pati sa private individual din pala. Sige. Ito. Pakinggan natin. Pakinggan natin yung atraso niya. Kasi, ikaw, gusto mong umepal sa politics, no? Yan. Proof.
May I just say a few words, Mr. Chair? Because I guess all of us are victims of misinformation.
Diyan muna. Ito mo yan. Tequia muna.
Mga ganyan eh. Para hindi ako apektado. Yan ang ko.
Ignorance
Yes,
is
Madam
bliss.
Tikia.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to, with the indulgence of the chair and the members, I also take exception to what the Commodore has labeled me as being makapili.
See? Mahilig ka talaga magsalita ng mga ganyang katangahan.
In my testimony the first time, I said I am not pro-China, I am pro-Philippines. But I'm not makapili. He labeled several people as being makapili. And ako po'y apo ng isang guerrilla. So I took offense on that and I stopped following him. Ang nangyayari ho kasi reverse ngayon eh. Pag ang tao nasa gobyerno, nililabel ka as being makapili, just like that. And you know the reason, Mr. Chairman, why he called me makapili? I had an interview with a Chinese journalist.
Racist pala ang pocha. Racist ka pa. Manahimik ka na lang kasi. Gawin mo lang trabaho mo dyan. Di ba? May bahid pala tong Commodore na to. Gustong-gusto niya lagi talaga sinasama yung sarili niya sa politics. Hindi mo umubro mga palusot mo. Racist pa ang pocha.
Makapili, I had an interview with a Chinese journalist. That doesn't make me makapili. That doesn't make anyone makapili.
Correct.
So, wag sana po natin dadalhin yung usapan sa kine-question yung katauhan ng tao. That's why I never followed him. I used to follow him. I used to question him. But after labeling me as makapili, na hindi po, alam.
Di ba, alam mo yun, parang lagi niya gusto niya pumunta ng controversy. Ano ba? Magkano, tatakbo ka ba? Ha, Commodore? Tatakbo ka ba? Kasi halata eh. Lagi mong pinipicture sarili mo sa politics. Ang dami mong, masyado ka, sa pagiging Coast Guard, masyado ka opinionated. Nakakasira na uniforme mo.
Ng karamihan ng kaibigan.
Disservice to the Filipino people. Hey! How did you like them apples?
Ako nag-decide na sana ako sa ibang bansa, pero umuwi ako. Pero for a man in uniform to call me makapili.
Exactly. It's a disservice to Filipino people and the men in uniform. Hey!
That's insulting. Yun lang, sir.
Any statement, Commodore?
Any statement, Commodore?
The Global Times is the known propagandist of the Chinese government.
There you go. Who are you? Who the hell are you para ibigay yan? Para sabihin yan? That's above your pay grade, dude. manahimik ka na lang. Lalo mong pinapalala sitwasyon mo. Talagang gusto mo ipilit sarili mo sa politics talaga eh, no?
The Global Times is a known propagandist of the Chinese government. If you're going to
Go ahead, prove it.
look at those personalities na in-interview ng Global Times, you're going to doubt what is the objective.
Doubt doesn't make it certain. Doubting something doesn't necessarily mean you prove something. Commodore? Ikaw nga, dinout kita, ba't ka naandyan? Di ka naman pala graduate. Oh, may cheating incident ka pala. I'm doubting you. Does it follow you're a dog? Of course not. Ang hihina nyo sa logic.
Why such personalities are being interviewed. If you're going to look at the posts of those people who were interviewed and who
Alam mo ba kung anong type of reasoning yung ginagamit mo? Inductive. Pwede ka maging tama sa lahat ng premises mo pero mali conclusion mo.
gave comments about our fight in the West Philippine Sea, I think that's where I'm getting that kind of assertion.
So you think a propagandist can actually what? Do something about the fact that it's ours? Oh my goodness, Commodore. You are more stupid than you look. And to think that this Commodore has received so many papuri and salute sa hearing na ito. Right? Look at you. You are more stupid than I thought. How is it even relevant? I thought it was a fact.
Again, this is just an opinion, but those
Yeah, you're right. That's an opinion, not a reasoned one.
opinion is guarded on what I have seen so far in their social media posting.
Is that your job? Are you actually trained to know that? Or to evaluate it? Because of your observation. Oh, TriComm. Nakita mo yung sinasabi niyan ng Commodore nyo. Ha? Diyan nag-i-stem lahat ng fake news. Okay? Kung pipigilan nyo yung tao magsabi ng ganyan mga klaseng absurd na opinion, then everything is fake news. When everything is fake news, there's no progress. Why? We can actually debunk him in his stupidity. A community of inquirers will defeat the laws na pumipigil sa mga taong magsalita. Stupidity, absurdity should be ridiculed publicly. Like this one. That's how you fight fake news. Because if you're gonna stop people from doing abductive reasoning, then you're gonna have to like burn a lot of books. Really.
About how they reacted on our responses in the West Philippine Sea, about how they downplayed the level of aggression that the armed forces of the
Pero nagigets mo ba yung sinasabi mong mga effects na yan is not actually certainty? is not deductive method. It's inductive and abductive. Okay, kung ikaw ay sobrang strong ng stance mo to the point na ililabel mo yung mga tao na kung ano-ano, then hindi mo naiintindihan. You should be open on alternative explanation if you know what you're doing, Commodore. But apparently, you don't know what you're doing. So shut up and just do your job. Don't involve yourself sa politics. Kasi kung ini-involve mo yung sarili mo sa politics, you shouldn't be there. Mas importante pa sa yung politics eh. Isa to sa mga dogmatic na makikilala mo na hindi niya alam na abductive reasoning yung ginagamit niya. Tama kung paano niya ginastify? Makapili si Tekia? Dahil in-interview siya? Nung sinasabi niya na global, known for propagandist of China. Therefore, makapili si Tekia. Nakita mo ba yung katanghanan, Commodore? With that kind of method, na abductive reasoning, you should be open on alternative explanation. That's how it works. Kaya tayo may fallibilism, kaya tayo may falsification. You have a hypothesis. Have you tried to falsify your own hypothesis? Gusto pumasok sa politics, balat sibuyas naman. Correct. Uy, due process, bakit deleted na yung account mo? Sa Discord. Nag-away kayo ni Marzi? O kasi...
Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard is experiencing in the West Philippine Sea. Not to mention the abuses of the Chinese Coast Guard against the Filipino fishermen in Bajo de Masinloc. I am not labeling anybody as makapili unless you're going to support and toe the line for our fight in the West Philippine Sea.
Ha? See? Yan ang problema, yung mga ganyang klaseng mentality. To the point na sariling citizen ng Pilipinas, kakalabanin mo? Kakagatin mo? You're not paid to do that. Parang yan sa The Republic, the Guardians is turning against its own citizens. Shut up. Kinakagat mo na yung Filipino citizens dahil sa pagiging dogmatic mo. Mga palusot mo, in-involve mo kasi sarili mo sa politics. O yan, ayun ang consequence nun. Commodore, hindi bala sa kanyo ng kapwa mong Pinoy. Di ba? Sa sobrang dogmatic mo, na hindi mo alam yung type of reasoning na ginamit mo, is actually abductive. Kung abductive yung reasoning mo, there are a lot of alternative explanations to your stupidity. All you have to do is just falsify it, so willing ka nakagatin yung sariling individual na sarili mong bansa dahil against sa ideology mo? Yan ang position mo? You are more stupid than you look. Bakit mo kakagatin yung sariling citizen? Yung pinagsisilbihan mong bansa. Ha? Bakit? Dahil iba yung opinion mo sa opinion niya? Eh, hindi ka bagay dyan, oy. Gumawa ako bago, compromise na yung account, may something sa QR login ng Discord. Hindi ka change password. Okay. Kala ko, coercive statement yan ni Commodore. Ay, mo? You're turning against the citizens? The people you actually serve? Dahil lang sa ibang ideology mo? Dahil iba sa opinion mo? Nakakalimutan mo yata. Bitch ka namin. Tapos kakagatin mo kami. Ganon? Sali ka na sali sa politics kasi. If you're not with me, then you're a traitor. That actually strengthens yung case kay Tequia, yung sinasabing traidor, si Marcoleta. Kaya sinabi rin ni Commodore kanina, wala siyang hindi niya nabawi dahil blah 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 blah. Kakagatin mo sarili mong citizens? Yung pinagsisilbihan mo? Tarantado ka ba? Manahimik ka kasi gawin mo yung trabaho mo, huwag kang sumali sa politics dito. Isipin mo, congressman niya si Marcoleta, presidente. Parehas mong ano yan eh. 'Di ba? Bakit ka sumasawsaw dyan? Biting the hand that feeds you, Commodore. Di ba? You're turning against us because magkaiba tayo ng opinion? Don't forget, you are our bitch.
Ang laban po natin sa West Philippine Sea requires amplification of truth and factual narrative.
Amplification of truth. You mean your opinion, your position, right? Our position. That doesn't mean it's a fact. It doesn't mean it's the truth. Tumigil ka nga.
Let us not distort the messaging of the Philippine government. Ang laban po ng West Philippine Sea hindi lang...
Oh, sabihin natin, the Philippine government, would that justify your action on biting your own citizen? The people you serve? Ano ka, tanga? Tigas ng pagmumukha nito, no? Mag-label ka lang basta-basta ng ganon?
po ito laban ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Laban po nating lahat ito bilang Pilipino.
Laban po natin to, tas lahat ng kumontra sa'yo na Pilipino, kakagatin mo. Ganyan ba? Sino ba talaga amo mo? Ha? Ganito lang yan. Huwag tayong malunod sa sarili nating propaganda. Correct. Ito yung nakakainis dito, nakakagigil eh. Kaagatin mo yung sarili mo citizen because of magkaiba kayo ng opinion.
I agree with you. But that doesn't give you the right to label people.
Exactly!
Unless you have concrete pieces of evidence. When you label people wrongly, they are committing a crime. Would you agree with that, Commodore?
Yes! Then you are the traitor! Kinaagat mo yung sarili mong individual, sarili mong citizen na pinagsisilbihan mo. You are the traitor. Nangangagat ka ng citizen ng Pilipinas. Who's the traitor now? Kontra kasi ng kontra, hindi naman guess yung textbook definition ng tyranny. Di ba magkaiba ng opinion, agatin mo yung citizens mo? You should understand bakit yung individuals, private individuals and citizens magkakaiba ng opinion tungkol dyan. You should respect that. You serve us. You are our bitch. Tas kakagatin mo yung private citizens? Alam mo, may magkaibang opinion dyan. Shut up! Do your job. Sasabihin mo, mas mahirapan ako sa trabaho kapag kami ganong klase. Yeah! That's part of the job. Nilabelan mo ng ganyan? Sino ka ba? Nakalimutan mo yata kung sino amo mo. Ganyan-ganyan din yung mga corrupt officials eh. Nakakalimutan nila. Tayo na yung kinakagat. Yun yung mga traidor.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree. And that's why I'm looking into my social media whether I...
No! Sorry is the word you're looking for, Commodore. Taga Masinloc din ako. Wala naman men in uniform to protect this fisherman dun. Ganyan na pagsalita. Last year lang active yung patrol group. Ang gulo mo kayo. Mas magulo ka, baka bobo ka lang, Efren. Paliwanag mo. Claim lang yan eh. Efren Arroyo. Ang gulo mo kayo. Ang bobo mo, Efren. Claim lang din yun. Okay na. Magulo ako, bobo ka. Okay na.
I definitely agree. And that's...
Sorry! Sorry is the word you're looking for, Commodore. You're talking about a private citizen.
Is that, Commodore?
Yes, sir. I definitely agree. And that's why I'm looking into my social media whether I clearly identified Miss Maluti Kia as a makipili.
Sir, you tagged me. That's why I stopped following you. And that was, sir,
You tag her.
Mr. Chairman, that is one interview. I received invites for interviews, whether political, whether campaigns, and that is one.
Yeah. Kung ang lahat ng tao na engage sa intellectual discussion ay tatawagin mo makapili, Commodore, umalis ka na lang dyan. Wala kang kwenta dyan. Manahimik ka na lang kasi. Kung yung mga tao na mag-i-engage sa intellectual discussion ay tatawagin mo makapili dahil China, mag-resign ka na lang. Napaka-konti ng tao sa Pilipinas na engage sa intellectual discussion. Tapos ibabrand mo na makapili? Kayo rin yung mga reason kung bakit ang bobo ng mga Pilipino. Tapos sabihin mo, mahirapan sa West Philippine Sea. O sino ba may ano yan? Kayo rin eh. Kayo rin nagpapahirap ng sarili yung trabaho.
Can you label me without knowing me first? That's my point. Being makapili
Ganyan din mag-argumento si Darian eh. Puro ad hominem, correct.
in your time and the time, it's something that we hold dear. We do not want to be labeled makapili. But he readily labeled me with one interview. That doesn't define me. That doesn't define my belief in the Philippines.
Even if it's true, Commodore, you don't have the right to do that. You're forgetting you are our bitch. That's the truth. That may be harsh, but that's the truth. The moment you try to bite us, huwag mong asahan na hindi kami mag-asalta dito to actually ridicule your action and you. Kasi that's the problem with the politicians as well. They're biting us. And that's what you're doing. Who's the traitor now? Lagout.
Philippines and on South China Sea. At Commodore, ang laban ho sa South China Sea, nagsimula pa yan nung unang-una pa,
Mr. Chairman,
hindi lang
point of order,
ngayon.
Mr. Chairman.
Sandali.
Serbisyo, potog.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Kaya nga po, nagkakaroon ng hearing na ganito dahil nagiging problema na natin yung fake news Otherwise,
Paano? Pakita ni Adiong. Di nag-isa ngayon si Commodore. To the rescue ngayon si Adiong. Pero false analogy. Bakit? Ito pagkakaiba ha.
Lahat po tayo nagiging topic.
Baka itag ka niyan, boss kayo sa makapili. Di subukan niya. Subukan niya. Mahanap siya ng katapat niya na private.
ng mga vlogs
Wag ka lang magpa-fallacy sa akin. Dahil hindi kita sasantuhin.
Pati kapwa vlogger.
Yes, Mr. Chair, because I guess all of us are victims of misinformation. Lahat po tayo nagiging topic ng mga vlogs
Pati kapwa vlogger.
Yes, pati kapwa vloggers. I'd just like to direct my question perhaps to, and maybe to, Commodore Tarriela, if I may, Mr. Chair. I was listening to your exchanges to the question of Congressman Marcoleta, and I agree with you. You have no legal obligation to defend anybody among.
You have. Yeah. Alam mo, nagbago na.
Members
Parang
of this committee.
parang bulong-bulungan. Parang bulong-bulungan. Wala siyang obligation nung una. Ngayon legal obligation. Hindi yun yung sinabi niya nung una. Sabi niya wala siyang obligation. Kung legal obligation pinag-uusapan natin, wala na naman siyang legal obligation na magsalita ng opinion niyang leche siya. Hindi naman din niya legal obligation na i-label as makapili si Tequia. Hindi legal obligation ang tawag dito. Moral obligation. Strawman din to eh. Di ba? To the rescue, strawman din naman.
To save your peace, in defense of anybody of us. In fact, Mr. Chair, I would say on record na maraming salamat sa lahat po ng serbisyo niyo binibigay sa ating bansa. I think
Hala, grabe yung strawman na nag-i-evolve, di ba?
yung threat, yung everyday challenges that you face in protecting our national sovereignty and territory. I think all of us should at least
You are actually trying to protect our sovereignty is because of the Filipino people. It's not because of the land. It's because of the citizens. Anong point na pagkatanggol mo dun sa rights dun sa land, dun sa lugar na pag-aari ng mga Pilipino, kung yung Pilipino mismo, kinakagat mo? What's the point?
at the very least, compliment you with the service that you have provided, sacrificing your own life, taking away the time from your family in order that all of us would be safe here in this country. So marami pong salamat.
Bumida na naman siya. Oo nga!
I was listening to the exchanges and I also, somehow,
Play the video. Ano play the video? Oh. Go back tomorrow. I'm playing it. And I'm commenting. If you don't want it, then go sleep, you stupid.
nararamdaman ko po where Congressman Marcoleta is coming from kasi lahat po kami doon na experience yung ganong mga misinformation and disinformation. This is not a question, that's just a manifestation I'd like to to
Not a question, manifestation lang. Why? Because you want to defend him sa ginawa niya kay Tequia. Kaya si Tequia din naman yung sample mo ngayon, right? Okay.
to share to you. Kasi the last committee hearing, I was also asking Ma'am Malu Tequia.
There it is.
And there were clips of those interpellation that I had, and I'm going to ask questions to Miss Tequia na it was uploaded on YouTube by some vloggers. And what they somehow, the message that they somehow to convey to the public is
Manifestation of support.
that wala akong kaalam-alam. Na Congressman Zia, walang alam, nilekturan ni Miss Malu Tikia.
Okay.
So, if I would also premise that,
Yeah, you cannot. That's a false analogy. Why? You're in a discussion. People can clearly see kung sino yung stupid sa inyong dalawa. People can clearly see that you understand each other. You're just out of league. Ano pagkakaiba nun? Yung kay Marcoleta at kay Commodore, they're not talking. They're not engaged in an intellectual discussion. They're not engaged in a conversation. False analogy. Dahil you understand kung ano yung sinasabi ni Tikia because magkausap kayo. You can actually clarify things with her. That's not possible kay Marcoleta at kay Commodore. False analogy. Huwag mo nang itry.
from the way Congressman Marcoleta was telling Commodore Tarriela na to rectify that kind of perception.
Hindi mo nga maintindihan, no? Self-explanatory yung kayong dalawa ni Tikia because you are engaged in a conversation. Self-explanatory siya. Why? Because you were there, you can clarify things, she can clarify things, then you can understand each other. Yung nangyari kila Marcoleta is something else. Hindi sila engaged sa isang discussion, hindi sila engaged sa isang conversation, so lahat ng information na pinost niya ay wala doon sa isang video. Yung sa inyo is nasa isang video. Kung ano yung evidence na nakikita ko, yun din yung evidence na nakikita nila. Self-explanatory siya. Yung kay Marcoleta at kay Commodore, yung mga post nila yon. Magkaiba. Ang tawag sa fallacy na yan is false analogy. You're trying to equate the two. They're not equal. Sorry.
Or fake news na ako, I would say that Ms. Malu has no legal obligation to come to my defense.
Yeah, why? She made you look like stupid. Why would she defend you? The video itself is self-explanatory.
Diba? So ganun lang po yung aking gustong ipaliwanag dito na yung maganda po yung exchanges namin ni Ma'am Malu. In fact, the reason why I was asking, all of us are asking questions because when it comes to this new kind of platform, technology, etc., itong digital.
Unang-una, in-strawman mo sa legal obligation. We're not talking about legal obligation. Hindi rin naman sinabi ni Marcoleta na legal obligation. They're talking about a moral one. Yung sa inyo walang kailangan i-correct. False equivalence pa rin ba yun? Yes. Kaya siya false analogy. Kasi false equivalence. Ang layo eh. Context pa lang ang layo na eh. Yung issue sa'yo is misinterpretation. Okay? Yung sa kanila is nagkakainitan. Magkaiba na kagad ang topic. Hindi ko alam kung bakit mo gustong ilaban yan para ba hindi masyadong para hindi masyadong mag hard landing si Commodore. Doon pala sa ginawa niya Tikia, tapos na usapan. Is that part of his job? Kagatin yung private citizens? Dahil magkaiba ng opinion? Leche siya?
Information sharing platforms. Talagang this is a new frontier that all of us are ignorant of. I'm sorry to say, no? This is just, kung meron po tayong knowledge dito at kaalaman, talagang kukulang. That's why we are also asking these questions because this is a new frontier that we need to explore more on.
Nakakagigil tong Commodore na to. O sige, God bless guys.